A land where traditional life exists side by side with modernity, Qatar is the latest business hotspot to emerge in the Arabian Gulf. Its capital, Doha, is shaking off its former sleepy provincial air and is now investing in one of the most exciting skylines in the Middle East. Long home to many Asians, Qatar seeks to further strengthen old bonds. But has Qatar waited too long? And is it now too late for the country to catch up with her neighbors? What does she have to offer beyond oil and gas reserves? How does this rapidly modernizing nation intend to make her mark on the Arabian scene? Join Asia Business Channel as we explore the emerging country of Qatar. Qatar today has one of the strongest and fastest growing economies in the world, thanks to its abundant reserves of oil and gas. High on its scale of priorities are the principles of a free and market-oriented economy, and national policies are developed with this in mind.
The markets here are sustainable. The investments that the governments are making, some $145 billion over the next 5 to 7 years, presents the financial services market with a huge opportunity, and by far the best opportunity in the GCC because of the diversity of the investments that are being made, from healthcare to education to transport to tourism, as well, of course, investments in the hydrocarbon industry.
While the country may have only made its mark on the world after it hosted the recent Asian Games in 2006, Qatar and Asia already share a long relationship.
This relationship goes as far as, the 60s, 70s, when Qatar has started the development based on the energy, which is oil. So there is a very strong business relationship with Asia, and also a lot of the Asians are working in Qatar, therefore they become already an important part of the development of Qatar.
We've seen a lot of interest in the recent past from countries such as India, China, Hong Kong, Singapore, Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, in not just bringing their companies, bringing their technology, but also investing in Qatar. And Qatar is very keen on reciprocating and having an opportunity to invest back into those countries.
Qatar today is going through a major transformation. It's opening up the economy, the investment environment is better, the foreign capital are welcome, as well as where we have a reciprocal relationship where Qatar is intended to invest in the future.
Qatar is a more progressive country than some of those in the Middle East, so it's quite a comfortable place.
This is old Asian gateway between West and East.
You get interaction with so many people, different nationalities.
And it's very diverse as well here.
I'm from Manila, Philippines.
I'm from London.
Edinburgh, Scotland.
I'm from Kashmir.
USA, Mississippi, Gulfport.
I'm from Singapore.
From Sudan.
I'm from India, Chennai.
I'm from the UK.
It's nice to see the way the other half of the world lives.
I've learned a lot about Arabs ever since I've come here.
They are very hospitality people.
They're friendly, and it's just been a joy to be here.
Foreigners are very well looked after here.
But there are lots of Asians here, so it's kind of like being at home.
As an Asian, I feel perfectly safe and very, very secure in Qatar. I've never had any negativity towards me, just lots of respect from people in Qatar.
I think it's just very pleasant place to live.
It's my country. I love it.
Qatar good.
Qatar good.
Here is Asia Business Channel's list of the top 5 most notable urban designs in Doha currently. At number 5 are the city's many roundabouts with various sculptures. From perfume bottles to the oryx, each roundabout infuses some Arabic flavor into the air. The West Bay complex makes it to number 4 on our list. Influenced by Qatari and Moorish architecture, the complex comprises an office tower, residential blocks, as well as the 5-star Four Seasons Hotel. Number 3 is the Barzan Tower. Designed by Qatari architect Ibrahim Jaida, the lower part of the building reflects local culture, while the upper floors point to the country's future. At number 2 is the Al Waqf Tower. It is a prime example of the trend for combining Arabic and modern influences. And what tops our list? The Museum of Islamic Art, nestled quietly on the Corniche. The work of world-famous Chinese-American architect I.M. Pei, this building will house priceless Islamic artifacts collected by the ruling family.
Welcome to the luxurious Gulf Paradise Hotel. Enjoy a comfortable stay in our rooms and apartments, recently upgraded and featuring Wi-Fi access. With extensive meeting facilities, a large banquet hall, and sumptuous spreads. A place where tradition is preserved. Why not use our limousine service for your business meetings? The Gulf Paradise Hotel. Our name says it all.
The engineers want to be next to the fields. They all want access to each other in the perfect place to do business. Energy City Qatar, the first of its kind, purpose-built, integrated city dedicated to the energy industry.
Qatar's thriving financial sector has been experiencing promising growth over the last decade.
I think the Qatari financial system and the financial markets are developing at a very rapid pace, and in fact you could look at certain aspects of the financial markets here, such as the project finance markets, where Qatar is now the second largest attractor of project finance funding anywhere in the world.
Over the past few years, the government has been opening up the banking sector to increase participation by foreign players.
The investment the Qatari government's making, some 145 billion US dollars, requires a deeper financial services sector. So the legal and regulatory construct that we have been given by the government allows financial firms to conduct business freely in the Riyal and with all counterparties in Qatar. And so what you see from that is an increasing understanding that Qatar can be used as both a regional hub and a domestic market.
According to a major player in the industry, Qatar already boasts an active market and is one of the best performing in the region in terms of assets and profitability.
Qatar is, to some extent, already a financial hub. It is attracting a number of international players. For HSBC, who've been here now 54 years, I think Qatar has been a strategic country for us for a long time. The kind of resources and the build-out of our business here has been as dramatic as the growth in Qatar. So for us, it's a very important country in the region, and it will remain so, I think, for the foreseeable future.
And what does this active financial market mean for Asia?
We are seeing Asian financial services firms, both investment managers, insurers and banks, looking to bring product from Asia into the Qatari market and also to provide the Qatari government with investment advice in direct investments. So Asian firms that have, if you like, an operation at both ends of the pipeline, the financial pipeline, can bring new ideas and new products and take advantage of the increasing links between the Middle East and Asia. Some people have called it the new Silk Road.
I think for Asian investors, the biggest story in Qatar is it's only just beginning. This is just the beginning of a very, very long-term growth strategy. And this is not based on speculative oil prices. This is based on long-term gas production and long-term gas contracts. That means that there is a fundamental economy to be built here. There is a tremendous amount of growth ahead.
My Qatar. A personal look at what makes Qatar special to the people that live there.
I attracted to Qatar with human-made, the culture attraction. All this make the traditional habits of culture. Especially when you see many different nationalities get down here, it's something really like good opportunities to be open to the world more and have more experience as a different life experience. Something else attracting me really here to Qatar is the chill out places. When you get down to chill out places, I would like to always to hang around with my friends, get down to these places. These places, it provides you like unique service. It's very simple and warm. It really makes me feel like relaxed, which is something like I cannot find it anywhere else.
A very beautiful country. We have a lot of things to do here.
Catch up with my friends, or I might go to the cinema, or for a walk along the corniche, or shopping.
I like to visit deserts.
I like the landscapes, beautiful landscapes.
I love the sea because where I come from, it's a landlocked area.
There's plenty for families to do.
My wife really likes the souk.
I like the traditional areas like the souk.
The pace of life is a bit more slower than London. I feel that I have more time for myself.
It's a good place. It's a nice place. It's very quiet and a peaceful place as compared to the fast-track life of Bombay.
So there's a lot of socialising you can do if you can be bothered and you've got the energy after a long day at work.
You make good money as well. That makes it even better.
We have good holiday allowance. We're not taxed and we're given free accommodation, and I couldn't imagine that anywhere else on earth.
The food, I really enjoy it.
But I miss my bacon.
You may already know our name. Budget car rental is synonymous with service, reliability and quality worldwide. In Qatar, we're proud to maintain those international standards. With a fleet of 900 vehicles, we have everything you're looking for. 75% of our clients are corporate, and we really understand the needs of international business travelers. Budget. We always deliver on our promises.
Welcome to the luxurious Gulf Paradise Hotel. Enjoy a comfortable stay in our rooms and apartments, recently upgraded and featuring Wi-Fi access. With extensive meeting facilities, a large banquet hall, and sumptuous spreads. A place where tradition is preserved. Why not use our limousine service for your business meetings? The Gulf Paradise Hotel. Our name says it all.
The engineers want to be next to the fields. The traders want to be next to the markets. The suppliers want to be next to the customers. The IT people want to be near the knowledge base. The service companies want to be next to the oil companies. And the decision makers want to be next to the engineers. They all want access to each other in the perfect place to do business. Energy City Qatar, the first of its kind, purpose-built, integrated city dedicated to the energy industry.
About 60% of the nation's GDP comes from the oil and gas sector. Qatar is expected to become the world's top exporter of liquid natural gas by 2007, thanks to the help of significant foreign investments over the past decade. Much of the country's gas exports go to Asia.
Historically, Asia is a very important partner with Qatar, whether prior to the oil or prior to the gas, or even now with the gas. Before the gas, Qatar, the natural partner in the energy sector was Asia, Japan, Korea, Taiwan, of course, India, as well as China. But however, the gas sector have moved to transform this relationship to another level. Qatar is becoming a true partner in the energy equation for Asia.
So with all this focus on the gas sector, has the country forgotten about the other sectors of its energy industry?
This is not completely true. Obviously, we have developed in Qatar, we have oil, which has been, and we have already, there are plans to expand oil production in Qatar.
10 years ago, we stood around 350,000 barrels per day of oil, with a reserve merely around 2 billion barrels at that time. Today, of course, we see the oil sector have grown up tremendously, have accelerated the developments, and we find more oil in the area. We are targeting for 1 million barrels of oil, but in the meantime, we managed to even triple our reserve base for the oil.
Petrochemical emerging also as an important part of the strategy of Qatar, where it brings added value to the economy and also opens up for small and medium-sized industry and investments in Qatar. Qatar also are in the export of LNG, as you know, will be the #1 in the world. Will be exporting around 77 million ton a year of LNG by year 2011. Qatar also in GTL, and petrochemical will become substantially an important segment of this Qatar economy in the coming years.
While oil and gas reserves alone are enough to attract the top players of the industry, Qatari leaders realize that they have to invest in other amenities as well.
Qatar has number of key differentiators, and having the growth, the potential for growth, I think, in Qatar is very high and is very attractive to the investors. Also, the vision of the Emir and of the government to attract investors, provide them with number of incentives, and the location of Qatar, the resources, the number of projects that the government is developing and building, the major energy projects in Qatar. I think all these components together, the ideal environment that the government is trying to build in Qatar.
Just what are the top 5 things to do in Qatar on a weekend? We've asked both Qataris and foreign residents, and here is Asia Business Channel's list. At number 5 is hanging out at Ramada Junction with your friends in the evening. A collection of fancy restaurants and cafes, the laid-back atmosphere is perfect for people watching. Shopping makes it to number 4 on our list. Head either to Western-style shopping malls like City Center, or make your way to the beautifully restored Souk Waqif. Every Arabian Gulf country boasts one, and Qatar is no exception. Its corniche is U-shaped and offers 7 kilometers of space for a family picnic or some football with the neighbors. Spending time on the corniche is at number 3. At number 2 is a trip into the desert. From falconry to camel watching, the desert offers a welcome respite from the bustle of city living. And what is the top thing to do on a weekend? Our number 1 pick is to attend a sports event. After the success of the Asian Games in 2006, Qatar is seriously placing herself on the international sports circuit. My Qatar. A personal look at what makes Qatar special to the people that live there.
In Qatar, you can really enjoy the quality of family life because you seem to have time to spend together. Especially for a family, you create your own things and there's so much to do if you're a little bit innovative. So we like the life in Qatar in terms of outdoors that you can enjoy, going to the beach, fishing. My husband loves fishing. The development currently in Qatar brings another energy to the city. So you have best of both worlds, enjoying a good family life and also being economically very active.
Choose a name you can trust. Avis. With 6 locations in Qatar, we are always close to you. Whatever you need, just leave it all to us. From 24-hour service to free worldwide reservations for car hire. Whether chauffeur-driven or transportation services, daily self-drive rentals or leases. Choose from our extensive fleet. We always give a little extra every time. Service is the Avis hallmark. Avis. We try harder.
Welcome to the luxurious Gulf Paradise Hotel. Enjoy a comfortable stay in our rooms and apartments, recently upgraded and featuring Wi-Fi access. With extensive meeting facilities, a large banquet hall, and sumptuous spreads. A place where tradition is preserved. Why not use our limousine service for your business meetings? The Gulf Paradise Hotel. Our name says it all.
You may already know our name. Budget car rental is synonymous with service, reliability, and quality worldwide. In Qatar, we're proud to maintain those international standards. With a fleet of 900 vehicles, we have everything you're looking for. 75% of our clients are corporate, and we really understand the needs of international business travelers. Budget. We always deliver on our promises.
Like most Arabian Gulf countries, Qatar cannot boast ancient man-made wonders. This may mistakenly lead people to believe that the country is not tourism-worthy.
It's not true because Qatar has well-planned, organized events for the whole year, including events for the travel industry, where they have a travel and tourism fair. They have a food and beverage exhibition and international sports events, etc. And the complete plan for the year is there.
To enjoy the charms of Qatar, one has to put aside the tourist mentality of ticking things off a list and instead appreciate what the country does best. The warm welcome she extends to every visitor.
The total atmosphere of this country, that's the general attraction of Qatar. It's the total feeling of this country, the relaxed atmosphere and the issue of being able to wander around in a real Arabic country.
And what easier way to become an observer of Qatari daily life than by taking a stroll along the Corniche. Qatar now also plays host to top sporting events in the world.
The man-made sport activities. I can, of course, talk about Lusail, which is a circuit for cars and motorbikes. You can talk about the huge variety of stadiums here in this country, because we just hosted the Asian Games. And the heritage of these Asian Games are phenomenal sport facilities for all the people that want to be trained in any kind of sport here in Qatar.
But will Qatar attract Asian tourists?
Qatar would definitely attract many Asians because the long ties, the long relationship that Qatar has with the Asians. Moreover, there's history, and the culture has a very strong relation between these countries.
The future of the tourism industry in Qatar is really looking brilliant. There are so many investments in tourism infrastructure, tourism activities, heritage, musea, things like that. I think in the nearby future Qatar will be a tourism destination, but I think Qatar will be, first of all, a place to be for business people to come to Qatar to do their business.
And with the right planning, the tourism industry, like everything else in the country, looks set to develop at a measured pace. So while Qatar may not yet boast the fast-lane lifestyle of Dubai or the ancient wonders of other Middle Eastern countries, this emerging nation does beckon for reasons all its own.
If you're on the ground developing a market the way we are, you can bring new products and new ideas. You have the opportunity to build relationships with key decision makers in the government. You help form the market, and you can bring product ideas and new revenue streams into the market here in Qatar, which has got to be a very interesting opportunity.
I think Asian investors, beyond even the financial sector, have a lot of opportunity in Qatar with the kind of growth that's taking place, both in the energy and natural resources sector, but also in the infrastructure sector.
It is the right time for the investor to move to Qatar. So this is the start of a peak and the start of very rapid growth that I expect in the coming 5 years.